The following is a production of cprundown.com. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts of this podcast are those of the individual and not of any affiliated companies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast covering the Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, the amusement industry, and everything to do with fun. Here are your hosts, Carson Anderson, Evan Schultz, and Kyle Hoop.
Hey, yeah, and we are back with another edition of the Rundown on Fun, your weekly podcast where we cover Cedar Point, Six Flags news, and everything to do with fun. And you know what? I think I had almost kind of sort of maybe
Six Flags Entertainment Company would have worked better. Somebody suggested online.
That is, that is. But you know what? I'm not the normal host. So, Kyle, unfortunately, I think he's on a boat, or he's about to be on a boat, or he's doing something with a boat.
He just had an epic experience, and now he's about to be on a boat.
Yeah, and we don't know if he's going to be able to talk about
He didn't even say anything to us about Epic, so I'm not even sure he went.
We're literally Snapchat friends, and I never saw one Snapchat on his
pictures.
So it's like, sure. So anyway, we have a special guest that we're going to introduce here just a second. It's nothing crazy. We're just going to have a trip report that some of our friends went to got to go check out Carowinds. So stay tuned for that trip
for
report.
The first time, I believe. So
yeah, for the very, very first time, which is exciting. So I can't wait to dig into the questions for that. But we were like, oh my gosh, what are we going to talk about? Because we're like, it'll be a perfect week to have them on here. Perfect. Kyle's gone. We'll be able to talk about it. And then all of a sudden, dun, dun, dun.
Not only did Top Thrill 2 test.
Whoa. Yeah.
Not only did it test.
Top Thrill 2 tested, and then
Cedar Point made mention of Top Thrill 2 testing.
Not just mentioned, they released a video of it going, of it testing, and saying, "Get ready to," or what is it? Ready to go.
Get ready to go
again, or something. Yeah. So it's like, whoa, and it's on all the social medias, like the Facebook page, the Instagram, their X, their TikTok.
Just type in Top Thrill 2, it's gonna come up.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, Evan. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, wait, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? And I'm like, I've got goosebumps. Am I dreaming? Is this real?
What do I always say? Cedar Point is so intentional with everything they do. It's going to open on it. If weather permitting, it will be open on May 3rd. Point blank.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited.
And we're currently behind the curtain. We're recording on a Wednesday night. So currently we have 31 days, right?
Yes. Yeah. Tomorrow will be 1 month.
It will be 1 month.
Tomorrow's April 3rd. Tomorrow's April 3rd.
Yeah.
And the park opens May 3rd.
But yeah, it literally. So, holy crap! I don't even know if you know what? No, Kyle's not here. We're breaking the rules. I'm releasing this tomorrow morning. I don't care.
Oh,
yeah.
As a 1 month.
As a 1 month thing. Well, oh, hey, by the way, 1 month.
As long as we don't really screw up with the edits and.
No, you know what? Yeah, I'll just trash. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyways, Top Thrill 2 isn't the only thing testing.
That is correct. Yeah. So I got to go over to Sandusky on Saturday, like I was talking about. Got to see Top Thrill 2 test. I posted that video on our Facebook page if you want to take a peek at that. Besides Cedar Point's video, go check that out. It's across the bay. You can see it, do its thing. And then also I was just like, it'd be kind of cool if I saw Siren's Curse kind of test or do something. I don't know. Because it's literally just sitting there, with its tilt track just tilted, or not tilted, but normal. And then I'm like, I'm looking and I'm like, that kind of looks like it might be tilting a little. And I'm like,
wait, so you actually saw it move?
I did, yeah. So it moved very, very, very slowly. It looks like, I'm sure they're like moving it super slowly, checking like all the safety measures, checking clearances. Obviously, at least I don't think the track is done. We haven't gotten a confirmation from Cedar Point. Maybe the track is done. I don't know. Maybe it is. But the lift hill looks like it's all complete and everything, the whole 9 yards. But I got to see it go completely from like normal to like inverted to like complete up and down. And it sat like there for like a few hours and stuff. So I was like, they're probably, like I said, they're testing sensors and things like that. So that's really good to see. So they're definitely progressing in that category. And I really think the park is probably pushing at least to get all of the track done as soon by like the time Cedar Point opens, just because I'm sure they don't want to have big cranes and big heavy equipment like in the way. because they kind of have to rebuild a midway, and they kind of have to rebuild like some kind of road to go back to Hotel Breakers. I mean, there's a lot of things that still need to happen. And like Evan said, today, literally going to be 1 month until Cedar Point opens, and it's flying. It's going quick. Yes. I don't know for you, but yeah. So speaking of another Cedar Point update, I'm not going to talk about it, but they released it today.
We're going to fly through this so we can get to Carowinds.
Yes.
Cedar Point yesterday, as we record, joked around with April Fools and made everybody think that the Midway games are going to go away and be replaced by an aquarium. Obviously, that was April Fools. Haha, funny.
We also went to Winterfest.
Yeah, we also said that Winterfest was coming, and honestly, did a pretty darn good job. I'm just saying.
Shout out to one of our awesome staff members for knowing how to do Chat GPT, because literally that
was a legitimate logo.
I literally type in something on ChatGPT and it looks like it's like computer art from like 1995, and it looks like a fart. And literally, it's literally like he within 5 minutes he goes, "Oh, hey, here you go," and I'm like, "Oh my!"
It was like a professional quality Winterfest logo for Cedar Point. Anyways, Winterfest is not coming, but what is coming for some reason? This was so out of the blue.
It was.
They are replacing, kind of, sort of, updating maybe is the word, all the Midway games to not have an operator. They are somehow going to make it work where they're building all these new games, but there's still going to be, short range basketball, the clowning around water race, and all that good stuff, and whack-a-mole. And somehow it's going to kind of work like a Dave and Buster's, where you get points, and then you could go. They're building a redemption center, which might be Johnny Rocket's old building, maybe. I don't know. That you'll be able to get all your giant snakes and seagulls and whatever else you can win. The stupid giant stuffed animals and basketballs and God knows what.
Hey. You like the seagulls with the fry steel or the steel?
I have all of them. I do.
I hope they come out with a new one. I don't know what they would.
They will. But there's going to be a Siren's Curse one. There has to be.
What's the seagull going to steal?
It'll have a logo on the front, and it'll steal like a mermaid tail or something.
Oh, maybe we can put a Six Flags, like a little Six Flags flag in its mouth, right? All right, yeah.
Six Flags. Maybe they could have Six Flags.
More fun.
Oh my God.
Anyways,
so that's the main Midway. The Max Air Midway is also getting new games that look very high tech and advanced, and I don't know. Sure, why not? There's one theme to seagulls, so there you go.
Yeah.
Gemini Midway is bringing back the High Striker games that used to be down there, and also on the Max Air Midway.
Oh,
on the Max Air Midway, going to Gemini.
When they were talking about the High Striker, I was thinking of that sound. I was like,
classic.
Oh my gosh, it was literally ingrained in my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember that. I'm like, oh yeah. So.
And then, last but not least, there's going to be a new Balloon Burst Pop game over by Woodstock Express and Camp Snoopy. Winner every time. So, yay, good for kids. And then we touched on Worlds of Fun stuff last week, and I was confused about why they're enclosing the lift hill for Zambezi Zinger. That's done. They posted pictures of it today. It's just a big steel building. They didn't really theme it or anything, but I was reading the comments, and people were saying it's because when it rains, that ride would have to be closed all day because it's drive tire lift hill. So now when it rains, it won't have to close.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's almost like the stuff that they use is almost like what they use for garden sheds or something. It's almost like
literally.
Yeah. I was like, what is that? I'm like,
they built a warehouse around the ride essentially.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
Then last but not least, before the trip report, is that Kings Island's water slides, both the new water slides, that is, River Racers, not only did the first piece get installed this week, it looks like the last piece got installed this week. They flew. It's done. So exciting.
They're flying. I mean, I think I'm assuming they want it, by Memorial Day. So gotta move pretty quick.
Kings Island also had a tornado right across the street from them last Sunday. So that's fun.
Yes.
So now we're welcoming in friends of the show, David and Haley. They just took their first ever trip to Carowinds. From what I understand, Haley's not much of an enthusiast yet, but so that offers a cool perspective of somebody who's not really cool into this stuff. And David's been a friend of the show for quite some time now. So
yeah,
just start talking, guys. What do you think about Carowinds?
I'll let her go first because she's newer to everything, so I don't want to bias her.
All right.
Yeah, I thought it was a great trip. I was actually impressed when I first rolled up, seeing both Thunderstriker and Fury right in the front.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why I
Mhm.
thought they'd be in the back more. That was really cool to see, just kind of an awe moment, and just made you more excited to go into the park. And um, it was kind of fun because I know Fury's kind of hidden a little bit behind. It seems like it's right there, easy access, but you do have to kind of go through the park a little bit.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was honestly, we walked around a little bit, got to take in some of the views and a little bit of the shops. The first impressions, I loved the charm of the park.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
it just felt really good. It felt different, felt a little bit southern.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think it was at the time where flowers were starting to bloom, the park was coming to life, just a lot
So
of new
you guys were there
perspective.
opening weekend, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like really, it was coming to life for the first time.
Yep. And
Did you?
then,
I was to
sorry.
say, were you able to make sure you went like 1 foot on the what is it, South Carolina side and 1 foot on the North Carolina side, like because it's on the border?
We definitely walked by it, yes.
Like
Yeah.
like yeah. I was straddling it every time that I could.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
cool. I
it's
mean,
just, when you go to
I don't.
Carowinds, it's what you have to do.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's so cool just to think like you're like, oh, and you're like, oh, good thing there's not like a different time change or something, because that'd be kind of weird where it's like, oh, this part's in Eastern and this part's in in Central or something. But yeah, it's a cool feature for sure with the park. And I like that they also highlight it too. They don't really hide it, and they don't like just throw a sign up and say, hey, by the way, this is, two different kinds of different states, so.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how she missed this part, and I don't know how most people don't talk about this, how I never heard of it. When you're coming down the highway and you see that
Mhm.
lift hill, that
Both of
I
Thunderstriker
was
and Fury. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was just in awe. How has nobody ever told me about that? I've talked to so
It's
many people about Fury and I've never heard that.
it's like Haley said, you expect it, it's going to be in the back of the park, but yeah, when you come over that ridge, it's like, hello, it's there, and it builds the hype for the park really, really quickly.
And especially if you see it at night, because oh my goodness, the
Oh
the
my God,
green
yeah.
light that Fury has, almost just like what Raptor has at Cedar Point. Literally, you just see the green light and you're just like, whoa, and it just looks like you're just going like up to space, because you can't really see
Yeah,
the track, but all you see is the green light, which is really cool. Because if you get gas I think at like the speedway across the street, you're just like, oh,
it's like a beacon.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what did you? So you took in the park. Then what was like? All right, we got to ride this first. Just
We rode Thunderstriker first, right?
Yep. Those Thunderstriker
Yeah.
first. Yep. They right at the back.
there you go.
That was it. That I thought was really good. I think that it gets a lot of hate because it's got trims. I think
Hmm.
just because they exist on it, they could be not even activated, and just because they exist and people see them, they don't like it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it gained the nickname Intimidator when it was still named that for obvious reasons. But did have you guys been to Kings Island?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
So Diamondback and Intimidator, or I'm sorry, Thunderstriker, very similar rides. Which one do you prefer?
I like Thunderstriker better.
Okay,
Um,
Okay.
I'm partial
uh,
to Diamondback, but
yeah. I mean, we gotta get down to Kings Island here soon, so that because we haven't been on it recent enough.
recency
And
bias,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it,
Okay.
yeah, but they're both good in their own way. That turn after that first, when
Hmm.
you that turn on
The second
Thunderstruck,
hill, I guess you could say.
it's like you look at it and you feel like it's gonna be janky, but it's but
Yeah.
it's
It's so
it's cool.
seamless.
It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah, it's I don't know how to describe it. How you kind of turn and dive. I like
It's
that.
solid. It's solid. I don't know. I feel like I would say Diamondback for me compared to that, because I just like how Diamondback goes through all the ravines and through kind of like almost feel like the woodsy feely kind of thing, to where that's just feel like you're just at an amusement park riding a coaster, to where Diamondback feels more, I don't know, more in depth or something for me. At least.
Could be hometown bias.
because
right.
if I had a hometown bias, Millennium Force would be top tier compared to what a Fury.
Come on.
You know. So I think Fury is better than Millennium Force. There's no hometown bias, okay?
Okay.
Right.
Well, you're wrong in that opinion. Anyways.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, after Thunder Striker, where did we go?
I think that we was that when we just went right over to Fury?
I think we went right to Fury. Yeah.
We went right over to Fury after that. Yeah. So
I mean, what can you say about Fury, right?
Right. Third row. It was good. Third row, first ride. And then after that, it was like every other time we rode, they put us on the back row. I don't know if it was like they knew we were coming to ride from Cedar Point or something. So
from a non-enthusiast standpoint, what goes through your head riding Fury?
When the hill was a little scary, but once we got up there, it was very cool. Initially, you can kind of look out and see Charlotte, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Very great views. And then once we got up to the top, I mean, it did feel high, but it's so smooth that it was more enjoyable than scary for me.
Okay.
But I was really impressed with the pace. Fury is fast.
Mm-hmm.
And
it doesn't let up.
No, I was shocked, I think, when I first rode it, but I loved it.
Okay.
It whips. It's just got that good like whip and like the turns, and I can't explain it. It's so good.
Yeah. I remember the first time I rode it, we hit the brakes. I think my first ride was in the front seat, but we hit the brakes and it was just like, I was with my mom and dad. I was like 15. I'm just like looking around like, what the hell just happened? Like, it's unbelievable.
Well, I love when you dive down and then you go over in that treble clef and everything. Hopefully you showed her that, where it literally looks like a treble clef from like a music note. And then like it dives down into that tunnel underneath the walkway, and it's just like
you gotta wave at the people, right? You wave at everyone in the car.
Right. Yeah. Oh gosh, I want to ride it right now. Oh
yeah,
man.
I almost I wonder why they didn't put the ride photo right there. That's like the perfect spot to put it, you know?
Right, because you're all looking up anyways, right?
Yeah.
There's people.
Yeah. It would have been an interesting place, you know. But
no,
so you hit the top two
on it. The treble clef on it is definitely I always wondered, how could people talk so much about a turnaround? How could people talk, you know? And it's just the way that you go into it with force, but then so that you can take that dive down so straight on that but it's masterful. It's masterful.
And it doesn't meander either. Like the whole coaster itself is like, as soon as it drops off the lift hill, it's like boom, and it doesn't like meander, and it's not like, I'm getting kind of, whatever. It's just short and to the point.
On that treble clef, I just keep thinking how you're at 90 degrees at the top of it, and yet somehow you're getting airtime going straight up. It's such a weird.
Yeah.
But it's so good. Well, you hit the top two rides. Is it time to go home now, or what else?
Yep, pretty much. Nope.
I guess I'm forgetting Copperhead Strike, but where'd you go from there?
Yeah, so
Caroline?
Did we go to Carolina Cyclone?
Yes, I think we did that.
Yep, Hurler and Carolina Cyclone.
Okay.
There's not much to say there, I don't think.
No, I didn't.
Carolina Cyclones is great. I loved that one.
Okay.
That ride used to be in Jogger Lake.
No, you're thinking the wrong one.
What?
You're thinking of Flying Cobras.
Oh, dang it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
It used to be Carolina Cobra, and there's Carolina Cyclone and Carolina Gold Rusher.
Yes, there we go. Sorry.
Taking away your Thuzy card.
Yeah, all right. It's in the middle.
All right, Carolina Cyclone, classic Arrow. I can't be mad at that. We know Kyle, he's a huge old Arrow fan, so he would appreciate that.
Oh,
yeah, it was surprisingly smooth, real good. The thing that kind of shocked me with Hurler, and I don't know, like our one buddy that we went with, he and I debated this. I swear that those lap bars come down so much closer to you than on a 3-bench PTC train.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's like that one was kind of weird. Like the first time we rode it, I felt like I couldn't get comfortable, but the second time we rode it, I didn't think it was too bad for a Woody that everyone hates on. So
It's hurler. It's fine.
yeah, exactly. It's fine.
It's
Yeah,
definitely rough.
yeah.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if they did any track work on it this year, but it has its years.
No, definitely no noticeable track work.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe it's on its way out. I don't know.
RMC baby.
Right. Have you guys
Yeah.
been to King's Dominion?
Not yet.
No. So originally what we were gonna do is try to do a King's Dominion, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Carowinds trip. And when I heard rumors of some coasters at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg that were not going to be open on time,
Mm-hmm.
and turns out that was probably a good idea since Pantherians kind of delayed a little bit until they're
Right.
finished. So, like for me with work, like I'm seasonal, so I thought that I would have already been back at work, and when I found out that it was going to be an extra week, I said, let's just go to Carowinds. And
Yeah.
There you go.
but I really wanted to do all three. That way we could kind of compare, the similarities between them. It's like when I hear RMC hurler, would you want to do something different with that hurler?
Well, that's why I asked about King's Dominion, because I was curious if you had ridden Twisted Timbers. And
okay.
I mean, I like Twisted Timbers, Carson. I think you do too, but
Yeah.
I'd love for them to do something different, because the layout's boring. I think I've did the hurler layout, then there's not a lot you can do. So I'd almost rather them just go a different direction and just not touch hurler and build an RMC over there.
Okay,
kinda
like a
thing.
ground up, yeah.
Yeah.
Put a park
But-
bench right where hurler is at. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, at least you
Right.
guys didn't ride Nighthawk. At least you missed that.
Ugh.
I don't know if you guys were Firehawk at Kings Island, but you didn't miss much.
No, rode it at Geauga Lake.
And
Okay, there you go.
All right.
X-Flight.
It was an interesting, clunky kind of concept. The newer Flyer ones that B&M came out with, or is coming out with, is not as clunky and not as
Yeah.
just dated. Yeah, but
Right.
So, all right. So you guys are in like the boardwalk area. So you're coming up on Copperhead Strike, right?
Yep. So we rode that twice. First ride was front row, and then just got right back on. And then we rode back row. I got off that, and that ended my night. I don't know why.
Oh,
Really?
It was like, yeah, it was the mix of like the hang time followed by the air time, and it, for some reason, it just threw my head off, threw my balance off. And
wow.
so then we just kind of walked around, taking in the rest of the park after that, and that was Pass Holder preview night. So,
Okay.
we didn't have much time anyway. There was about an hour and a half left of the park being open.
Mhm.
So what I was trying to do, I was like, if I could recover, then maybe we can hop on Fury again, get a night ride before they close.
Yeah.
Because they were open until 9 that night, but then Saturday night they were only open until 8.
Oh,
Yeah.
You didn't get a night ride. Did you guys go back Saturday though?
So yes, and we did end up getting, I would consider
Close
it,
enough tonight.
Yeah, it was a twilight
Yeah.
ride.
okay.
So-
There you go. All
That's
right.
not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool because you could kind of see, like, you could see the diffused light of the sun. You could see the city in the distance. It was a cool setting. So
Yeah.
night still would have been cooler, but
Yeah. It is a really good night ride.
It
Not
really
to-
is. Yeah. Yeah. looks really good at night with the green light, and
Yeah.
not a lot of the track is like all lit up and stuff, so it's kind of dark, and the hive
You
is
get
all lit
the-
up in
the
green. and
hive,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
under
Yeah.
the midway.
Yeah.
we did. It was dark enough to get a good effect of that, but
Okay, there you go.
yeah. So there was at least that. I think it was. I mean, how we got in line when it was 10 minutes until the park closed. So
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, you did it right. You did it right.
Yeah.
Right, so.
Well, good thing he didn't do that like on Saturday and he rode Copperhead Strike.
Oh, yeah.
His whole day would have been shot. It'd be like,
Yeah.
hey.
So again, I'm always interested to hear the non-enthusiast perspective because I don't know non-enthusiasts in my life anymore. Copperhead Strikes the JoJo roll, the stupid 0G thing right out of the station. What did you think of that? I hate that. I think it's awful, and that honestly might have been what put David over for the night. What did you think of that? Like, do people look at that and think that's scary or cool or like what?
No, I don't think it's scary. I think it was fun. Definitely, it was something different that I've never seen on a coaster before.
Mm-hmm.
It was very slow, so you definitely hang, which was exciting. Kind of set it up to wonder how the rest of the ride's going to be.
Mhm.
When I did ride it, honestly from afar it looks like a big spaghetti bowl.
Yeah, that's
a little intimidating, and it looks like it's really fun. But honestly, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of hang time. I'm more of a fan of air time. So
yeah.
I don't know.
It
The
just
launches weren't as great as I thought they would be.
it just twists you, and I'm agree with you, Evan. It's just awkward, and I feel like I'm gonna fly out or fall out of my seat uncomfortably, and
Mhm.
it's just meh. But boy, oh boy, do I love those stalls on Copperhead Strike. Like you feel like you're about to like roll back, and you're like, oh, and and you go through it and everything. It's
I do really like the ride, but yeah,
Yeah,
JoJo,
yeah.
it's gimmicky and stupid.
Well, and that's like I like how the airtime hits you on that ride. That's what I like a lot about that. And it's
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 strong in places.
right. It's got a good way of maneuvering without whipping too much. It's
Mhm.
well made. It's a really well made ride.
Do you compare it to Maverick? Because I feel like that's like the obvious comparison.
No,
I mean, I don't think it comes close to Maverick, but it's kind of the answer to Maverick, I suppose.
No.
maybe because it's got some launches and
And the quick and
Put you
but
upside
no,
down.
Maverick blows it away.
Yes, definitely not even close.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Sorry,
Yeah.
Carowinds.
they tried.
Yeah.
No, yeah. No, and like that's the thing is I can't wait to get back and ride it again because I'm wondering if maybe I had too much time off of riding coasters and maybe
That'll do it. Even
So-
me, like the first couple weeks of the year, I feel a little off leaving the park after
Yeah.
It could
So-
be that, or maybe it's also like I know sometimes like if I don't drink a lot of fluids or something, or if I don't eat something, beforehand or whatever,
Oh yeah.
that
Or
could
ate
also
the wrong thing.
something like well, yeah. So that could be something like it too.
Right.
What's
Yeah.
left? Vortex,
So
the
that
Gold
was-
Rusher, and Afterburn.
Gold
Right.
Rusher.
Gold Rusher. So that was we did that the next day. So the next day was like early entry. So here's what was weird. They had we did stop on pass holder preview night. We stopped at this one shop. It was still like all decked out in Christmas stuff. And
Oh,
it was-
okay.
yeah.
Forgot about it. It's cool.
Yeah. So
They're just trying to sell more Christmas stuff.
Right, exactly. But yeah. So then the next day for early entry, they just had Thunder Striker and the Sky Tower open. So
Sky Tower is an interesting choice for an early entry ride.
right,
Not a ride that would typically get a line that you feel like you need to.
Yeah, anybody
Run
that's
in
going to
there and
early entry
ride.
literally is going to be at a coaster, not Sky Tower. But
right. So and I think that when we got there, Thunder Striker wasn't even open, so we just went and rode Sky Tower and then and took in the views, then hopped over to Thunder Striker, and we made our way back through the other way of the park. We rode. Did we go to Afterburn after that, or did we go? I can't remember.
We did go to Afterburn because we didn't do it the night before.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure we got that in.
Yeah. So they were running one train on it, and the line was real long on Friday night. So when we were walking past it after early entry, I said, let's just go hop on it because there's nobody over there. So that one, I think that one is great. I think it's it is the way it pulls you down from the top of those elements it's like demonic almost.
That's a good way of describing
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
It's
And the
force that I
underground
didn't
elements
expect.
and
Yeah.
it's so. Again, I have to compare to Cedar Point, Afterburn or Raptor.
I liked Afterburn more.
I'll give it to.
I'm happy
I'll
to hear
give it to
somebody else say
Raptor.
this. I don't want to admit it.
I'll give it to Raptor because of the length, but Afterburn has the way more forceful ride. The only complaint I'd have with Afterburn is the length, and I think that it's almost because you couldn't really make it much longer because it's just got that level of intensity.
Well, there's also there's no mid-course brake run, right?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
it doesn't stop. It just.
Mm-hmm.
It just
I like
flies
Afterburn.
through.
I'm glad. It's one of those things where I'm like, can I really say it's better than Raptor? And then I ride it and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
it's good.
sure. I know, I would agree. Oh,
Yeah, I normally like the straighter drops on the inverts, but for some reason that one being curved, it just had an intensity that a curved drop doesn't normally have for me.
I love when it goes through the tunnels and stuff and everything too, because it like you feel the coldness of like the coldness of the tunnels.
You can
I don't know
smell
why.
them too. Like you
Yeah,
can
right.
Yes.
Yeah. You can smell like the water in the tunnels and whatever when you're going through, and I don't know. It just adds to my ride. So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If you guys would, I take it you haven't been to Busch Gardens, Tampa.
No, which is oh my god.
You guys
both
like
my
Montu.
brothers lived down there for like 4 or 5 years, and they lived in St. Petersburg, and we never went
There
and
you go.
visited them, and yeah.
You never.
So-
You would like Montu. Talk about intense.
Oh yes,
Oh, my
yes. Oh,
That's a bucket list one for me.
Yes.
yeah. That
Oh
one's
my
a
God, I
crazy.
love Busch Gardens. So that's like the big rides, right? So how do you rank them?
Ooh.
Like, what's your favorite? First, second, I guess top four, top five. We'll do top five.
I liked Fury first, then Thunder Striker, then Afterburn, and then Carolina Cyclone.
Really?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a surprising. That I mean, I love the old arrows, but I all right. No love for Copperhead. All right.
Yeah, they're like.
I think I know what Dave was gonna say as far as Copperhead. So, but take it away.
Oh, Copperhead, like I feel like it doesn't get a fair shot with me because it's
That's fair. That's fair.
you know so I'm trying to like think about it in terms of like if I didn't feel that way because the first time I got off it, I felt so re-rideable. That's why we hopped right back on it, and it's so Fury is definitely number one.
Based on that first ride, just the first ride.
Okay, yeah, okay. Fury.
Obvious.
Oh man, Afterburn,
Okay.
Thunder Striker, Copperhead Strike, and then oh man, what would be number 5?
She like Carolina Cyclone.
It probably would be Carolina Cyclone. Yeah.
And that's got a little taste of Kings Island with it because it runs the old Vortex train. So little taste of home, I guess. Little nostalgia there.
Oh man, it's so crazy because it's not like it's a big park, and it's very easy to do the whole park in less than a day. But I still feel like a day and a half wasn't enough time there.
There's a lot of, and I was going to ask you about food because I mean I think if you listen to us any given week, I talk about food all the time. Carowinds definitely has like the best food, and there's like 5 or 6 different places, and it's like you're not going to get that in one day. But I'm curious where you guys ate and what you thought, because there's always new food. There's always I got to hear about it.
So the first thing, like the one I was like, I always have to, whenever I go to an amusement park, I got to try their fries. I got to find, do they have a signature fry? Do they have? And we didn't really succeed in
Yeah, they just got theme park fries.
Yeah.
It's not like Cedar Point where they got the fresh cut fries.
Yeah, and I like to see how every amusement park does their take on fries. It's like just cutting up a potato and frying it, but they're always so different.
Yeah.
Dude, I agree with you.
It where we did end up eating, was Harmony Hall,
Harmony Hall, yep.
and she could talk about it because she was raving about it a lot.
So we ended up getting the pulled pork. And honestly, it was the best pulled pork I've ever had in my life.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you just eating bad pulled pork, or was it
No.
like?
She's like,
Was it that
she's
good?
only had pulled pork twice in her life, and that's the best thing ever.
Yeah, right.
No, it's definitely something to do with the Carolinas. They definitely seasoned it really, really well. I don't know what they did. Maybe it was a dry rub, but it just had so much flavor. And I've been trying to make it the same ever since at home.
It's just
can't
not
do it.
happening.
No.
No, see, this is not fair because now I want to ride Fury and go use my meal plan. And
I want to ride Fury, use my meal plan, get an icy, and ride Afterburn. That's all I need.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
And visit the local joint called Cookout. Okay, that
oh my God, yes.
So
Please.
I don't know
Some
if
of the
this
fast
is
food
like,
places down there.
I'm not sure if this is how it's going to be at other parks, or if this was just because it was opening weekend and they didn't have all their ducks in a row. The icy cups they were giving out were huge.
Hey,
Oh, no.
whoa.
Oh no.
You ain't gonna find me complaining.
I took a picture of her holding one. She looked like a little kid holding it. It was.
Do you have like the stained blue lips and everything? 'Cause kids are always messy.
Well, she always does. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, either we have really good news, or you just broke the secret, and now Cedar Fair or Six Flags is they're gonna clamp down on that. But
They sent all the big cups to all the other Six Flags parks, and Cedar Point's going to be the new one. That's going to be like,
baby cups.
tiny
Right.
cups. No. Love it.
So okay, pulled pork. What else? I gotta hear all the food.
What else do we get? I don't know.
We give you a side dish with your pulled pork. What was the side dish?
Yeah, what did we get with that?
Like mac and cheese.
All I remember is the pulled pork, 'cause it was so good.
Okay, fair enough. The pulled pork just
I'm trying to remember what
it just clouded everything. Nothing else mattered at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Rotisserie chicken, or I know there's like rotisserie chicken that's really good there. They've also got ribs. I don't, that's
that
really
place across from Copperhead Strike is really good food too. I don't know if you guys went there. It's kind of like a farmhousey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know the
steak,
place
right?
you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they used to have steak there. It was so good.
Oh gosh, that was back in the days, but yeah.
I don't know. What else? What else? Like, what else sticks out in your mind about Carowinds?
Both
from an enthusiast standpoint and a non-enthusiast standpoint.
Okay.
Well, I think, it was easy to navigate. Definitely could not get lost there like other parks.
Yeah, it's a big circle.
Yep. I loved the lighthouse in the middle.
It's in the middle of like a pathway.
I think that's isn't that their water park? Isn't it the lighthouse for their water park?
No, it's over by Ricochet, the big Carolina Gold Rusher and all that, right? It's like in that boardwalk area. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, that was really cool to see. Very scenic, most of the park. We did Boo Blasters. That was an interesting ride.
Mhm.
That one got
they redid
right?
it.
Yeah,
they
how was it?
upgraded it big time over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I liked it. I think that even though it worked better, like the guns you have, they worked better. The scoring system is better. Yeah. Even though like it's they put a couple zeros on the end of the score whenever you're scoring something, it just your score goes up higher, so it just makes it a little bit more fun.
Makes you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Makes you feel like
I scored 100,000 points,
Yep.
not 10,000. Yeah, so
There you go.
whatever it is. Yeah.
But
Are you looking over at
works
somebody
really
else
well.
and someone's like 9999999? You're like, oh.
Yeah, I did not do too well.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I forgot they had redid that. It's really, really good now. I'm praying Kings Island jumps on that.
I'm dying to ask, and I couldn't remember the name, so I had to look it up while y'all were talking. What did you guys think of Aeronautica Landing? Like the giant airport kind of feel vibe.
So cool. So cool. So
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah, like the theming in there is incredible.
Mhm.
Everything about it, all the little details, and I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, I
That's
think that's my favorite
so
part of
good
the
to
park.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
And like you don't even have to ride anything to enjoy that area.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
right.
it's just cool.
So we kept,
That's
you
really
know,
good to hear.
there were several flat rides over there that we kept trying to get on, and every time we would, that you know, something would break down or something.
Mhm.
One of them, I think it was Gear Spin. It was just didn't open. So
Oh, bummer.
That is a ride. You talk about how you felt at Copperhead Strike. That I rode its counterpart at Hershey Park, and oh yeah, that almost ended my night.
I never thought I'd see Evan Green before, and boy, that was close.
It was. I've never gotten sick like that, and I didn't throw up, but oh my god, those rides bother me. So that is to say, you did not miss much. It looks cool.
Oh, yeah.
It looks. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those things operate.
oh yeah.
It's really cool visually,
It's real
and they
fun.
usually have really
Yeah.
cool lights. But yeah, the
I love
Aeronautica area is
the
outstanding.
theme. I love the theme that they did with the bumper. I don't know if you guys rode the bumper cars over there, but the theme with the bumper cars, all the cool lighting over there, and then
Did they
like
make
I
them
said,
like hovercraft or something?
something like that. And then they had like I said, like all the cool airport lighting, like the blue lights that you'd see like on a runway, and you know the tower and stuff and everything that spins around the radar tower.
Yeah.
It's just small little things that just add up to a really great experience.
Right,
Yes.
right. Yeah, the other thing I noticed about the park was they had so many trees. So many trees
Mhm.
throughout the park that it made me realize that, like, everybody calls Cedar Point a, island of concrete, but
Concrete jungle.
yeah, but and really I was like, man, there's not that many trees at Kings Island. It made me think of, it's like
Yeah.
there's so many trees there, but they're all around it, and it just
Mhm, mhm,
it's
mhm.
so nice to walk through pathways that are just covered by trees like that, and
I'm glad you
except for
brought that
kids
up
area.
because that's Camp Snoopy. Not that I, spend a ton of time in that area, but walking through it, there's the bridges and the little water features, and it's beautiful over there. And it's like, man, this is they put some thought and effort into what their park looks like. Not that Cedar Point doesn't, not that Kings Island does it, but it's just a different. They built it in a different way, and it's yeah, that's something that never really occurred to me about Carowinds, but yes, it's very wooded.
The arch walkway.
The tunnel of plants. I don't even know if it had bloomed yet by the time you guys were there.
Oh, right.
But
Yeah, no, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like a tunnel of trellis. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, that was
But
cool.
in the summer, it's like a bush around you.
Yeah.
That's always a nice, like, shaded, calm, cool area. But Kings Island
yeah,
used to have one, I think.
I like when parks incorporate nature like that. I like that a lot. So
Yeah.
that's
And you don't
really
get that a lot in the corporate parks that are just regional theme parks that's more of a mom and pop type park type of thing, or Dollywood, or
right, right. And that's the unique thing about Carowinds to me, is how it's got that corporate, like, the buildings are so well done. You can tell that
Mhm.
HQ moved there, and
Yeah, yeah.
but then it still has this like unique small park charm, where it doesn't have necessarily um like a format to it. The format to it is whatever the land kind of dictates. So
Mhm.
it's really cool. Like, I just love how they've,
They
even
pay
with
attention to
everything.
their roots, I guess, is a way of putting it, instead of just big steel coaster.
Well, exactly,
You know?
exactly. Even though, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The way that they put the coasters kind of out of the way of the, they'll put Thunderstriker in the parking lot before they take out some trees. So,
That's true.
or at
That is
least it
true.
seems that way. So, and it did. I mean, we walked through Camp Snoopy and checked out the kids area, even though we're not kids, but just to see it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think
And they're
that
building a new coaster over there too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
I don't know
yeah.
if you guys
yeah.
saw that.
Yeah, they were moving quite quickly with that. So,
Well, that's good. That's good.
right.
Camp Snoopy made me think of it because it used to be in Camp Snoopy and it used to be at Kings Island. The Flying Aces ride across from Copperhead Strike.
Mhm.
It's called something Mountain Flyers. Did you ride
Yeah.
that?
Mountain
No.
gliders.
It looked too scary.
Gliders.
Oh no.
See, that's where you draw the line.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait. You didn't ride
No.
it?
It's the
It's the flyers. The
Yeah,
one that you go back and forth.
Oh,
Push the
those
button back and
ones.
forth.
Oh, I was thinking the other one that like goes upside down.
She's thinking-
No, okay,
no.
no.
That one was a favorite of mine too, though. But yes.
No, the one that you like control the flat. You move the flat back and forth, and it goes
And you
higher.
can make them snap. Oh,
like Lake
yeah,
Erie
yeah.
Eagles. It's a little
Yes.
more aggressive than Lake Erie Eagles.
Oh,
so
okay.
right.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
literally one of my favorite rides in that park.
Evan,
Like,
let's hop in the
probably
car.
number
Let's go. Let's go. Call in sick. I'll call in sick. Our works will be okay. We'll be back on Friday.
I think they're open this week.
Oh man.
So
that's
overall, you had a positive first experience at Carowinds, and you'll be back, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you expect some operational hurdles as they're learning how to to get into the season and stuff. And
Yeah.
so like we would have because we have the all season fast lane, we would go and it would work at 3-4 rides. We'd go over across the park and then it wouldn't work. And okay, so
I promise I have it.
right.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah.
so then it just wouldn't scan. I'm like, all right, come on, let's not keep scanning. Let's just go down and figure it out. So, they had good merch there. They had,
Yes.
not a lot, but what they have is really, really good.
That little
Like,
store on the corner right at the entrance.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much there that even though it doesn't seem like it's as big of a park as it is, and I just feel like I like we had the chance to explore everything, but I didn't have the chance to take everything in as much as I wanted to, and that's
Yeah.
what's so cool about these parks.
And that's what keeps us coming back, right? And
Right, exactly.
gives you a reason to go back, and maybe next time you go, you're not going to be, I got to get all the credits. I'm just going to, I'm going to take it easy next time, and I'm going to, ride Windseeker and the Sky Tower and ride Fury and just kind of walk around and enjoy the place.
Right.
I would say I'm such a nerd because like you literally can know the difference between like different Windseekers because like I like to go to the other Cedar Fair legacy parks and literally go to different Windseekers and you'll know like I noticed like the difference of like it goes a little faster or this one goes
Carowinds
a little slower or
Carowinds is
yeah.
the slowest.
Yeah,
Was Windseeker
it
open for you guys?
unless something like that so
Yeah, they didn't have their Windseeker open, but we probably would have gotten on it. I mean, that's a ride that I didn't start riding until last year.
Yeah,
But,
I drug you on Cedar
Yeah,
Point. I was
exactly.
like, dude,
Yep.
let's go ride Windseeker. You're like, yeah, sure. And then you got off the ride. You go, dude, that was a freaking good ride. I'm like, yeah, it was. You're like, that was my very first time ever. I'm like, what?
Were you afraid of it, or?
Oh man, so I am so weird where I am. Like we live in a ranch house. I won't get on the roof because I'm afraid of falling off the roof. But I love roller coasters.
But yeah, Fury is A1.
And that's what like it's like that like when how like have you ever tried to like make yourself more scared of riding something just to see if it makes it more thrilling?
Certain rides, yeah, I could say that.
Yeah. It just and that's what like when I was real young, I learned that the fear and the way that it just kicks in the adrenaline for me is just like it doesn't go away. We rode Fury, I don't know, it was 10, 15 times, and the last time we're going up on the back of the hill. I told her, feel my hands, they're all clammy, they're sweating. I don't know why. My body just does it, you know? It's one of those
Hey,
weird-
you know, at least I don't know. I guess in some ways I'm like jaded, or I don't know, like just so used to this crap, where it's just another thing to me in most cases. Like, you know, getting on Top Thrill 2 for the first time, getting on Siren's Curse for the first time, different story. But you know, riding Millennium, riding Fury, I'm just like, yeah, I'm here, and I would do anything to feel it for the first time again, or see Cedar Point over the causeway for the first time again, or see Carowinds from the highway again for the first time, because it's something special about that, and that's what gets you into it and keeps you going.
Yeah.
I'd say I only have one final question. What would you say was your big takeaway from both of you guys? Your big takeaway from Carowinds, and what would you say to someone that's never visited the park?
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. My big takeaway is that you don't need a park that is jam-packed with stat breakers or record breakers or stat machines or anything. You don't need a high count of rides. All you need is a good experience, like a good that's I really for me that's what stands out the most about Carowinds is, you know, there was no shows or anything, and the experience as a whole, you know, you walk in and there's Peanuts characters getting off of a tram to wave to, you know, all the kids that are coming in for the first time for the season. And so for anyone that's going, that the experience is, you could go there and not ride anything and just appreciate how charming it is. Yeah, what was the other part?
Advice for the first timer.
Yeah, advice for a first timer.
Advice for a first timer.
I would say for that one, just try everything. Don't be afraid. You know, Fury may look very intimidating, but it's totally worth it. And it may end up being your number one coaster.
Is it your number one, like, of all time, or just Carowinds?
No. Steel Vengeance still tops it, but
Okay.
Fury, well, Steel Vengeance, then Top Thrill 2, but that might be my third.
Okay.
It
Well, at
varies
least you
day
got it
to
right,
day.
so.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
One
like
of,
Fury.
1,000, but yeah.
At home, when I'm riding Millennium, of course it's my number one. But like the second I walk into Carowinds, I'm like, is it Fury? It might be Fury. And then I get back to Cedar Point, and, you know, if I lived in Charlotte, hands down, Fury would be number one.
Yeah. You know, that's what, like, I have 5 siblings, and when people ask me who my favorite sibling is, I just say it depends on the day of the week, you know, and that's how it is with coasters, where it just like, and like, you know, last year my favorite coaster was Magnum. I don't know why, it was just
hitting right.
Yeah. And so, but my advice for a first timer, especially if they're an enthusiast, is delay the gratification. Go through, ride everything you want to ride, and ride Fury last. You know, and then just ride it. But delay that. Don't go run into it, because that's the itch, you know. So
I've always thought, and you could say this with any park, although I always ignore this advice when I go, but like, if you go and ride Fury right away, what the Carolina Gold Rusher? Who cares? You know, or like when, you know, I went to Universal for the first time. What did I ride first? Velocicoaster. You know, so everything else was like, well, this is. I love Universal, but Busch Gardens Stamp, Rhode Iron Quasi right away, and then everything else was like, well, Cheetah Hunt was fun, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
I wholeheartedly agree. I will never follow that advice, but I wholeheartedly agree. Delay the gratification.
Yeah. I can't wait to get back there. I think we're going to try to go back there this year.
Hopefully in the fall, like more like September, November, or not November.
Yes.
Sorry, they're not open probably. But
Winterfest.
Winterfest.
Yeah.
Winterfest?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should
Yeah,
go then.
they do a Winterfest. And
Yeah.
Fury is open.
It is. Yeah.
It's usually Fury, Afterburn, and Copperhead Strike, so you could
I
redeem
mean,
yourself.
really, it's the best of the best, right? You know.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't go in the summer. That's my advice for a first timer. Don't go in July. Not
Yeah.
anything to do with Carowinds. It's just too damn hot.
Well, that, or if you are going to go in July, make sure you pack a lot of patience and also look to buy fast lane, because
Yeah.
it's that's definitely a step in the right direction for sure.
Right. Well, that's why, like, even like King's Dominion, we wanted to get there before it hit the, middle of summer and it was real
Mhm.
hot out and everything. So, but I don't know. We'll see. Whenever Pantherian gets done with all the retheme.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good ride. It's intense though. It is so. Make sure you are hydrated before you ride that.
Make sure you're very hydrated and clench your butt cheeks if you don't want to black
Oh
out.
gosh.
No, that's serious. That
serious.
is a thing to avoid
Really?
graying
Yeah.
out or blacking out.
Mhm.
That is a proven thing. It sounds so
Yeah.
stupid, and everybody reacts like you two did.
Yeah.
But no, that's legit.
That's
You
what
ever
fighter
seen
that's what fighter
yeah.
pilots do when they're doing crazy G's and stuff. They got to clench and yeah.
Yeah, they do
Oh my
those
gosh.
crazy things. Their faces are.
Yeah.
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 It's intense. It really is.
Oh, that's
Oh my
awesome.
God.
I think she's
Well-
gonna love it for that reason, because she loves those, like,
Yeah.
just,
I like intense coasters.
yeah.
It's intense.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why you like Afterburn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Well, thank you guys for taking out your probably entire Wednesday night to do this. Appreciate
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
different
No.
perspectives and different voices, and keeps it fresh.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely, absolutely. We'll have to have you on again when Kyle's here, and maybe talk about your whole entire summer or something, and all the other parks that you guys were able to listen or check
First
out.
time in King's Dominion sounds possible, and all that
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, if we
Yeah.
could get our passports all situated, head up to
Ooh.
Canada too. So
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
yeah.
I haven't even been there, so
Oh
I,
yeah.
I would be very interested to hear that if you make it up there before me.
Oh yeah. We'll keep you posted.
Awesome. Well, good
right.
good talking to you guys, and until the next time, really appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for
Thank
having us
you.
on.
Thanks, guys. Awesome. And then Evan, then I mean, that's pretty much, I think, it for this week's episode. Unfortunately, Kyle wasn't here and everything, but it was really cool to get an outsider's perspective, like you said, and to see what everybody kind of thinks of Carowinds, even though it's kind of like ish in our backyard ish. Not really. It's like 7 hours.
I've been there enough that
But
it's
you're
pretty
like
second nature to me.
chomping at the bit. I'm not gonna lie. I think I saw Kennywood is going to be opening up in like 10 days, so I might sneak over and go to Kennywood and just
Oh
to
my
get
God.
out of
Yeah,
Rolly.
get the
I don't know.
taste.
Ah,
Get the taste.
yeah, right before.
Yeah, I'll say this really, like, I'm ready for the season now. Like this,
Yeah.
now that I like somebody I know is going to parks and enjoying Fury, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's time for the parks to open. Let's go.
Yeah.
So
Well, we will be skipping next week. We will not be having an episode, and then the following week we'll have an episode of me talking about, I believe, Kings Island. Right? No,
Yep.
That's it. Yeah.
no, not yet. You'll be
That's
getting
yet.
ready for Kings Island.
Maybe I'll
Kyle
be
will come
talking
back to
about-
talk about his epic Disney cruise.
Yes, and yeah, right. Yeah, it's Disney Cruise and possibly Epic if he's allowed to talk about it. But really appreciate you guys for listening to us, and make sure you follow us on all of our social medias, and look out for the next episode. All right, bye guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the Rundown on Fun. Don't forget to follow us on social media for all the latest updates from Six Flags Entertainment. And remember, always be kind to your ride operators. See you soon.